Get ready to witness documented proof that the more times you go out hunting for Hot Wheels, the more chances you have of finding exactly what you're looking for. Because if anyone tells you that you'll never see any of these highly sought after and epic Hot Wheels out in the wild for yourself, I'm here to show you that you really can beat the scalpers and only have to pay the standard retail price to become the proud owner of any of these awesome pieces right here. It's time to go Hot Wheels hunting and visit 12 different store locations where diecast dreams do in fact come true. Make sure that you stick around until the end of this video, and I will also tell you guys the insanely lucky story of how I finally managed to score myself a Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt hung up in store. Make sure that you're sitting down for 3 extremely lucky store visits to this particular Smyths Toys, as for real, it looks like a nuclear bomb went off in here recently as the Hot Wheels section has been well and truly destroyed. It's also 100% worth mentioning that right now, we're just casually waltzing up to all of these epic must-have pieces half an hour before lunchtime, so most likely everything that you can see here has been chilling and hung up for at least 3 hours or maybe even longer. No need to pay $8.99 each for all of the insanely good-looking cars featured within this super fun mix of car culture Fast Wagons, and that's because I bought myself a juicy sealed case of 10 premium cars online for $69.99. The red Mercedes and the Audi are the stars of this showcase for sure. Drop me a comment on this video and let me know which Fast Wagon is your least favourite and if you think that this set is a pass or a grab. And for everyone who is curious to learn how many red Mercedes were hung up here today, the answer is 5. Back to the main lines, and after no less than 2 minutes of my time, here's the very best 4 Hot Wheels that were hung up and in stock. Only real collectors are more than happy to tidy up all of the cars that were once enthusiastically admired by what I hope was the many children who were here before me. Moving on, and oh man, wait, no way! This is the very first time that I've found the RWB Porsche acting like a shelf warmer. Oh man, that's actually so crazy and super funny in equal amounts. As for real, this will probably be the very last time that I will be finding this very special Hot Wheels out in the wild.
So one more time I'll say that I love you.
Super happy to finally find all of the 5 awesome off-road vehicles from Hot Wheels Silver Series Toyota Trucks collection. This whole set is massively going to be slept on here in the UK, and personally, I'm just going to grab a full set of all 5 to open for my collection and skip over owning a separate carded set. Let me know which truck you enjoy the most, and for the record, I can confirm that truck number 5 of 5 does in fact have a Zamac metal base.
20 years earlier.
Too good not to include in today's video, and 3 days before all of the midday madness, first in line to run off to the Hot Wheels section at 9 in the morning, and right off the bat, I find not 5, not 6, but 7 of the Formula 1 5-packs, and oh man, that's actually incredible. Here's a super quick look at all 5 race cars from this very special multi-pack, and then we can move on to a very important showcase for this Honda Civic Premium 2-pack, which all of my subscribers will know was nowhere to be found in my previous upload, so I'm double happy that I caught a fresh restock and can now show you guys the 4 best looking premium Hot Wheels from both the Civic and the epic BMW Premium 2-packs. Can't wait to set the M3 GTR free from its packaging, as for sure, this BMW looks sweet. Oh nice, finally! This DeLorean is always very popular and slightly more difficult to find out in the wild for sure. So many of the less desirable neon speeders, tuned Golf, Fast and Furious villains and Surf's Up semi-premiums warming the pegs. However, this is my first time finding the very good looking Hot Wheels national icons. Looks like I showed up late to the party, but let me quickly show you the awesome Ford GT40, although perhaps the wheel choice was not so great for this one. And for everyone who watched my previous video where I found the Silver Series Mustang Chase, which looks like this, there is also a Spectra Flame version for the red Porsche, which is part of this semi-premium set of 5 cars if you're lucky enough to find one. Here's the best car from this Fast and Furious mix, which, surprise surprise, is another repeat for this premium series. Nice to see the 2 best red Porsches from the 143 cars are hung up and present here today. For everyone who wanted to see the best mainline basic cars that were hung up and in stock today, I would have to say that it was these 8 beautiful Hot Wheels right here. And lastly, before we bounce, here's a very nice showcase for the Advan Hot Wheels Premium Collector's Display Set, which I know some collectors would have panicked pre-ordered, thinking that this would be the first diorama set to sell out. But for real, scalping only 4 of these sets in the UK would set you back a ridiculous 100 Great British pounds, which is why no one is doing it. And just like the many collector's display sets before this one, I will be waiting patiently for this product to go on sale for a more reasonable price tag of £15 to £17, which is a more acceptable price to pay to own any of these products for your collection.
1 week later.
Always on the hunt and keen to bring you guys a full set of all 5 cars from the Silver Series National Icon set. Looks like we hit a very nice fresh restock, and I can now showcase this ultra eye-catching Jaguar E-Type and its luxurious Zamac metal base. First through the door this morning, and first to the pegs once again. After checking stock levels online, it looks like you could easily now make a few sets of all 5 cars from everything hung up here today. If you can find this god-tier bright red Porsche 911R in stock and out in the wild, as for sure there isn't a collector out there who would pass on owning one of these epic semi-premium Hot Wheels. Of course, I'm low-key hoping that the Spectraflame Red Porsche Chase variant is also hung up amongst all of the many Hot Wheels, and my subscribers will remember that I found the semi-premium Mustang Chase inside of the Entertainer Toy Shop in my previous upload, and all of my fellow UK collectors will agree with me when I say that Smyths Toys are for sure the least likely dedicated toy shop to hang up anything Chase or Super related in their Hot Wheels section, as 3 red Porsches found means that most likely the Spectraflame version was sniped inside of the stockroom first by the employee resellers. It's time to shift into 6th gear as we're now walking up to a very nice fresh restock for what UK collectors would call the new premium boulevards, as it always feels like we're one mix behind all of the lucky collectors living in the United States. Let's dive straight into the best car from this set, as you guys know that this BMW fanboy is triple hyped to finally get my hands on this white old school BMW M5. Next up, and based on a real life Porsche 935, this is definitely going to be the most popular and hardest car to find from this mix. Big fan of all 5 premium boulevard beauties from this mix, and in fact, I don't think that any of these could be classed as big time peg warmers, as there is a lot to enjoy by adding all of these awesome premium Hot Wheels into your personal collection. Let's find out exactly which mainline basic cars were hiding inside of this mini dump bin, and oh man, nice! Starting off strong with this god-tier bright orange McLaren, although I do wish this Hot Wheels had a few more tampos, and after around 5 minutes of my time for your viewing pleasure, here are all of the very best and most sought after pieces from everything that was hiding inside of this mini dump bin. And I know that there isn't a single collector watching right now who would call any of these epic Hot Wheels trash. Before I show you an absolute ton of epic mainline basic cars from 2 fresh boxes that were just handed to me by a toy shop employee, let's just quickly check out all of the amazing and annoyingly epic multi-pack exclusive Hot Wheels from these very nice 10 packs. And I can only imagine all of the terrible excuses that you guys will be making up inside your head to take home any of these god-tier Hot Wheels, as unfortunately a 10 pack from an Asda Supermarket will in fact set you back a slightly disrespectful 13 Great British pounds each, which roughly equates to this in these 6 currencies, so that you guys can see exactly how expensive it is to buy Hot Wheels here in the UK. Next up, and hitting the first of 3 double lucky entertainer toy shops, things are very much as you would expect them to be on any given day. And although there isn't anything jumping out at me from all of the 100 of Hot Wheels in stock today, after speaking to the most helpful store manager that I've ever spoken to in my life, you guys are going to absolutely love this. He then returned from the stockroom and I was handed both of these. Always a very nice win when you get to be the first collector to dig through a fresh box of Hot Wheels, and as you guys can see here, we're now pulling out all of the very best and most desirable cars from a 2025 J case. And although yes, it's no secret that staff know to raid sealed boxes inside of the stockroom first, I'm more than happy to finally get my hands on all of these awesome mainline basic cars. This Corvette Gasser would have been the super treasure hunt for this particular group of Hot Wheels if you're lucky enough to find one. Big fan of the bright yellow Mazda RX-7 drift car. Oh man, wow, this box of Hot Wheels is definitely packing some absolutely fire and impossible to leave behind pieces like this 1996 Dodge Viper GTS, which is a brand new casting for 2025. Let me know in the comments if you have found any of the 2025 Ferrari Hot Wheels out in the wild. And if not, you should 100% ignore the fear of missing out, because I make these hunting videos to show you guys that if you put in the hard work and go out hunting as often as you can, you will find and only have to pay the standard retail price to own any of the awesome Hot Wheels that you can see here. Okay, let's find out what's been left behind for us inside of this second box. And wow, that's actually way fuller than I was expecting. Looks like we have a very good chance of finding even more of the very best Hot Wheels from this box, as right off the bat, we're now pulling out even more god tier pieces that are more than worthy of their £1.60 price tag, which is a very reasonable price that you can pay if you make full use of the Entertainers in-store deal where you purchase Hot Wheels in sets of 3. Oh man, nice, jackpot! I was really looking forward to checking out this Mercedes-Benz 560 AMG, and you guys need to get yourself out hunting so that you can check out this pearlescent paint colour firsthand for yourself, as this Mercedes looks unbelievable in real life. It's now time to remove the middle layer once again and pray to the Hot Wheels gods that the employee resellers overlooked a nice little super treasure hunt. Loving the teal paint colour used on the second version for the Gordon Murray T50. This one is definitely coming home with me for sure. Plenty more goodies still left to be pulled from this fresh box of Hot Wheels, including another dud Corvette gasser. Shame there isn't any Corvette branding on the front of this version, as it looks really cool on the card art. Oh sweet! Jackpot! Now this Porsche keychain clip is going to be much harder to find out in the wild for sure, as the red and black combo looks incredible. Digging down deeper and we're still finding absolute bangers, and thankfully the employees have left behind one of the best looking Hot Wheels off-roaders, as I was especially looking forward to getting my hands on one of these god tier Land Rover Defenders, and wow, is the red paint used on this Defender super good looking. Drumroll please, as we are now only moments away from pulling out perhaps one of the most sought after and hottest race cars that you can find hiding within this box of mainline basic cars. You better believe that we just found the Mercedes team F1 Hot Wheels, and oh man, that's so super lucky for sure. It's been a lot of fun hunting down all of the Formula 1 cars that have all been next to impossible to track down in store. Please remember that these Hot Wheels will also be very tempting to purchase online when they are first released, but you guys need to stay strong and ignore the fear of missing out, because 9.5 times out of 10, the Hot Wheels that you are searching for the most will eventually find you. And lastly, before we bounce, here's another super cool Mustang, and then we can move on and I'll show you what's going down inside of my local Aldi Supermarket. Get ready and brace yourself for a Custom Collects channel first, as I just found a brand new sealed box of Hot Wheels just chilling on a random conveyor belt on an out of service till point. I had to whip out my house key to crack this bad boy open, but oh man, wow, it doesn't get any more exciting than this, as the chance to find Super Treasure Hunt Gold is at its optimum level if you're lucky enough to be the first collector who is willing to help out the supermarket workers by unpacking this box of Hot Wheels. And once I've finished pulling out all of the winners to show you guys, I'm going to find an appropriate space to place this box in store for all of the next Hot Wheels enthusiasts to dig through. And then I'll break down and fold flat this brown cardboard box ready to go into the store's recycling. If you ever find yourself in this incredibly rare and lucky situation, don't be the messy Hot Wheels collector that retail staff loathe and despise. Be polite, be considerate, and most importantly, be the good guy. This is definitely the very best and most desirable pieces that were here today from all 72 cars that were a part of a 2024 Q case. I'm going to be leaving behind absolutely everything that I held up to the camera today, including the Porsche Safari Treasure Hunt, and sadly I can confirm that this case was in fact Super Treasure Hunt free, as I know that the blue Silverado truck would have been the Super Treasure Hunt for this group of Hot Wheels if we had been lucky enough to find one. And now, on to the next hunting adventure. It's time to blast through the Hot Wheels section inside of Smyths Toys Superstore number 2 for today's video, and right off the bat, It looks like some more premium Fast Wagon Hot Wheels have been left behind for us to find here today. It's definitely not surprising that both the Mercedes and the Audi RS6 are missing. However, it's still double lucky to find the Liberty Walk McLaren Silhouettes car still hung up and out in front of the pegs, as well as the super fun Mazda RX-7 and of course the very good looking bright blue Silhouettes Nissan. Back to the main lines, and if you guys spotted Optimus Prime the first time round, then you already know that absolutely every collector has been furiously hunting to get their hands on one of these. Here's a lightning fast showcase for all of the very best and most desirable mainline basic cars that were in stock inside of this dedicated toy shop. Plenty of premium 2-packs in stock here today, and I will never get tired with finding any of these god-tier Hondas and BMWs out in the wild. I'm just grabbing Optimus Prime from everything here right now, and then let's move on to store visit number 6 inside of the supermarket brand that I have now dubbed the King of Clip Strips. And right off the bat, we're coming in strong with my first time finding the Chill Mill Treasure Hunt, which interestingly was originally designed in 2015 as a highly modified milk truck, as you can see here. Very nice. So many awesome and much harder to find Hot Wheels hung up here today, including the regular dark green version for the Porsche 911 Rally, which also has a very special Super Treasure Hunt version that I can reveal right now was found hung up inside of a discount store that I have featured before here on the channel. All of my subscribers will know that this BMW fanboy is over the moon to finally get my hands on one of these brand new castings for 2025, the BMW 635 CSI, as this one has been nearly impossible to find out in the wild. Looks like these clip strips must have been fully loaded with new stock very recently, as all of the god tier Hot Wheels that you would hope to find hung up are all in stock and present here today. Although not the most expensive price that you can pay for one single mainline basic car here in the UK, it's still going to set me back a very disappointing £2.50 each to own the 6 Hot Wheels that I decided will be coming home with me from everything that you can see here right now. And you better believe that this polished red Mattel Dreammobile is going to be a part of those 6 cars, as this thing is a must pick up for sure. Morrisons is definitely very deserving of their title, as I really can't believe how many of these clip strips were hung up and randomly placed all over the store, as it really was a lot of fun finding all of these Hot Wheels here today, and I know that you guys would agree that a lot of the mainline basic cars shown here are the first to go missing if they were to be hung up inside of a dedicated toy shop. And lastly, looks like I scored myself a second BMW 635, which is amazing. And now it's time to hit the road, and I'll show you guys what's cooking inside of another extremely lucky entertainer toy shop. You know that your hunting adventures are truly blessed when you get to walk up to a very nice fresh restock for the BMW Silver Series cars, and oh wow, these Hot Wheels are so super good looking in real life. I knew that this whole set was going to blow my mind when I would eventually find all of these god tier BMWs hung up in store. As for real, every single one is 110% perfect. It's definitely hard to pick a favourite, but I guess it has to be the M3. And I really like that Hot Wheels included an M1, M2, M3, M4 and an M5 in this set, and then gave each car the corresponding number as its numeric identifier for all 5 cars from this amazing mix of BMW Hot Wheels. The M5, with its headlights switched on and shining brightly, is the car which has a black painted metal base. Here's a very quick look at the very best and hardest to find premium products that were in stock today, including some of the very best car culture, Boulevard and Fast and Furious Hot Wheels that I know all of you guys have in your collection already. I also found 2 of the best Silver Series tuned golf themed cars hiding here at the very bottom row of the pegs. And lastly, after sorting through all the mainline basic cars, after around 10 minutes of my time, here are the 6 best pieces from the 9 boxes placed underneath the Hot Wheels table. Never feel disappointed if you only get to walk up to a very messy and jam-packed display box of Hot Wheels inside of another Aldi Supermarket, as very often you can always find some of the best and harder to find pieces that were 100% at the very top of every collector's most wanted list when these cars were first released. Looks like someone had a very good time cracking open another brown box of Hot Wheels. Thankfully, I'm never out hunting exclusively for Super Treasure Hunts, as it's always super lucky if you can find any of these Hot Wheels out in the wild. So many epic and highly sought after Hot Wheels left behind inside of this box for sure. And oh yes, jackpot! I was not ready to find Optimus Prime again. That's actually incredible and so super lucky. Surely this display box was a dud, as it's more than likely that the Jeep Gladiator would have been the super treasure hunt for this mix of 2025 F-Case. And for everyone who was curious to see all of the winners from the first box, it was all of these very good looking Hot Wheels right here. And now let's bounce so that we can see what's going down inside of Asda Supermarket number 2. Okay, I bet that you guys would have never guessed that this Boulevard number 120 Alfa Romeo would be the last car left behind from all 5 vehicles from this set. Looks like this mini display box of Hot Wheels has received a nice restock recently, as this Shelby GT500 and the bright orange McLaren are both very good signs that we need to get fully stuck in, as another treasure hunt Hot Wheels that was on top of my most wanted list to find out in the wild is this super fun birthday cake on wheels, which thankfully puts me back on track to show you guys every single treasure hunt released in 2025. And now, let's cut straight to the good part, which is where I showcase the 10 best looking and must own 1/64 scale diecast model cars that should 100% feature as part of your ever growing accumulation of legendary Hot Wheels. Stepping foot inside of a Poundland discount store that I have never featured before here on the channel. It's time to get super excited, as we are also only 2 more stores away from actually finding a Hot Wheels super treasure hunt. So let's dive headfirst into the largest amount of cars that I have ever seen all together to create this huge sea of product. And after finding a few mainline basic cars that were missing their Spectraflame paint and real rider wheels, it definitely feels like a new box of Hot Wheels was tipped out here very recently, as all of these cars are looking minty fresh. Oh nice, now this is more like it. And just like that, boom, Red Bull Formula 1 Hot Wheels found. I will also never get bored with finding this ultra desirable Porsche 911 GT3. Please remember that only the Hot Wheels that you have a receipt for will look good in your collection. And lastly, after wading through every single car that was hiding here right now, including the pedal driver treasure hunt, you can only officially class yourself as a real Hot Wheels collector if you can say you own all 16 mainline basic cars from this hot selection of Hot Wheels right here. Get ready and brace yourself for a wild ride, as right off the bat, my attention is quickly stolen away from the Hot Wheels table, as I can't believe that someone had the audacity to just dump these god tier Silver Series BMWs in with all of the unwanted mainline basic trash. As for real, these semi-premiums belong hung up and displayed in pride of place. Most definitely nothing eye-catching or exciting from all of the many unloved diecast model cars placed on top of this Hot Wheels table. I am also personally offended that this release didn't receive a very special Spectraflame BMW included as a secret 6th car for this set. Looks like the M3 is of course missing here today, as everyone will be hunting hard for that one. Let's quickly check the other part of the Hot Wheels section inside of this entertainer toy shop, as I know that you guys would find it difficult to leave behind this R34 Brian O'Connor's Nissan Skyline. I hope that no one watching right now is guilty of paying the eBay tax to own Brian's legendary orange Toyota Supra. As for real, picking up any of these 5 cars from this mix for a reasonable £4 each is eventually not very difficult if you just wait patiently. All of my fellow US collectors will be pleased to learn that everyone is also leaving behind another ultra desirable white Toyota Supra, which is a part of Team Transport and is release number 72. And after asking the nicest lady working here today if there were any more Hot Wheels to dig through, as I didn't feel like the Hot Wheels table was very inspiring, after returning from the stockroom, I was then handed these 2 boxes, which contained a few nice premiums for the Car Culture Hammer Drop set. And oh man, that's actually really crazy that a total of 4 premium Bugattis are not currently hung up right now, as I know that a few of you guys would be very keen to purchase one of these. So I'm definitely going to change this situation right now and hang up everything awesome for the next collectors, as I already own all of the cars that I wanted to add into my collection already. I definitely don't need anything from this pristine, freshly cracked case of Fast and Furious villains, but for your viewing pleasure, here's the world's fastest showcase for all 5 cars from this semi-premium set. And then just when you thought that that was everything, you guys are going to absolutely love this, and the final part of this store visit ends with not 1, not 2, but an incredible 3 freshly opened factory sealed cases of mainline basic Hot Wheels, and oh man, I'm desperately trying not to freak out as these boxes were 100% sliced open right before my very eyes. All 3 of these boxes are 2025 E-Case, and that means that we're hunting once again for the Golden Nugget Aston Martin DB4 GT. However, I would always recommend that you double check every Hot Wheels that you know could be a super treasure hunt, as you can never be 100% sure unless you physically check. Moving on to freshly cracked box number 2, it's super exciting to see all 36 cars on top, and we need to work fast before another collector wants to join the party. Moment of Truth Part 2. Oh man, wow. Now this is actually a good thing, as I can now explain that this is exactly why I'm not confident with buying sealed product online, as not only do you have to worry about online retailers tampering with their own stock, we're now 2 cases in and no super treasure hunt. For the record, and from what I've personally found online, sealed cases of 72 mainline basic international short card Hot Wheels will set you back around 150 to 160 Great British pounds, which roughly equates to this in these 6 currencies, which is another reason why I have personally never purchased sealed cases of mainlines from the internet. Final box, and just look at this beautiful sight. Fresh Hot Wheels for days. Another Rigstorm treasure hunt accounted for, and now the 3rd and final time that we get to remove the middle layer, and there you have it. Wow, 3 dud cases in a row. That is, for real, so super crazy and so super sad in equal amounts. And the fact is that I would have needed to pay 450 Great British pounds for the 216 mainline basic cars that I just showed you. If it's Spectraflame magic that you crave, then let's move on and I'll tell you guys the absolutely crazy story of how I found my 6th Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt. Okay, listen up. I really want to highlight in full that the majority of my Hot Wheels hunting adventures to the many home bargains that I have visited over the years will more often than not look exactly like this. So just soak in this situation for a second, as this really is the common reality for every collector universally, as we have all experienced walking up to just 15 Hot Wheels that no one wants, and it feels like the last restock was 3 or 4 months ago. That's how it normally goes down hunting for Hot Wheels inside of home bargains. So now that you guys have been adequately educated, get ready for what happens next. As soon as I clocked the incredible black HKS Nissan Skyline hung up out in front as I walked up to the Hot Wheels section, I immediately got hyped and hit record. So let's find out exactly which other awesome mainlines have been restocked and hung up here very recently. Looks like there were too many cars to even fit onto the pegs, as this must be some overflow Hot Wheels placed here right at the back. Big fan of this Chevy Blazer, always a good time finding one of these epic open-top SUVs. Everyone watching right now knows that I wish this Jeep Gladiator had Spectraflame paint and Real Rider wheels. Moving on, and I'm now scanning the front row of Hot Wheels looking for the next best car to show you guys, which was going to be this god-tier 1967 Shelby GT500, but then out of nowhere, just like that, I guess the Shelby showcase is now cancelled, as I can't believe that I just found the Porsche 911 Rally Super Treasure Hunt out in the wild and hung up in one of the least likely retail stores that is definitely not at the top of my favourite places to visit when I'm out hunting for Hot Wheels. I have also now ticked off one of my most wanted bucket list hunting experiences, which was to find a Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt just simply hung up in store and waiting for me, as it really doesn't get any luckier than this. Without question, this Spectraflame green Porsche 911 Rally is right up there as one of the top 3 best looking supers for 2025, and I really couldn't feel any more grateful that I showed up to this discount store at exactly the right time to score myself one of the most desirable super treasure hunts that will now proudly feature as part of my always expanding collection of Hot Wheels forever. On with the show, and I'm still going to dig out all of the very best and most desirable mainline basic cars that were hung up here today, so that you guys can see firsthand that for sure, based on what you're seeing right now, it's safe to say that a fresh box of 72 Hot Wheels was definitely hung up only moments ago. Before I confess my Hot Wheels hunting sins and show you guys exactly which pieces I added into my personal collection this time, you guys need to hit the comment section and let me know which super treasure hunts you think are the top 3 best looking supers for 2025. And whilst you're pondering over that question, in full transparency as always, the total cost for all 76 Hot Wheels products, which includes 46 mainline basic cars, 24 semi-premiums, 1 premium RWB Porsche, 4 treasure hunt Hot Wheels, and 1 very good looking super treasure hunt, reduced my bank account by £191.64, which then divided by 91 vehicles averages out to £2.52 per item. The best part about being a Hot Wheels collector is setting all of the cars that you purchase with your hard-earned money free from their packaging and then displaying them in pride of place, which is why I've left a very interesting link as a pinned comment and within this video's description as well, for some very good looking diorama displays that you should check out for yourself. Take it easy everyone, appreciate each and every one of you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, and stay lucky fellow diecast collector.